Hey, what's going on? This is Wes from the Stoic Lounge, and I'm here in El Cajon at one of the Wednesday car shows that's going on. And I found a guy here, Harold, who's going to talk to us about his vehicle that he has. So Harold, man, can you talk to the people a little bit and kind of give them the backstory on your car here?
Okay, will do. Car's a 1955 Chevy Belair, two-door hardtop. I got this car in 1967 for high school graduation. And since that time, it's been rebuilt 4 or 5 times, been through 4 or 5 engines, and I finally rebuilt it about 10 years ago so I could have it completely done by the time I retire.
Okay.
You want to take a look at
so
it?
when you got it, you said 1967? 1967?
High school graduation.
Wow, 1967 high school graduation. So you've had it ever since?
Correct.
Wow, that's crazy, man. So this is like, was this your first vehicle?
My first vehicle.
Your very first vehicle. So did you buy it or did your parents give it to you?
My dad got it off a used car lot.
Okay.
He put 100 towards my graduation, then I had to get a job and pay it off. I think he paid $450 for it at the time.
So 450 as in, hold on, all right, we talking what? 450 bucks?
It had a 6-cylinder in it and a 2-speed automatic, which was standard for those days.
Okay. So in those days, was this a pretty popular car?
Oh yeah.
It was
55, 6s, and 7s were really popular.
Okay.
It was the race days. Everybody had race cars back then.
Oh, yeah, I'm familiar with a lot of the TV shows. So yeah, we grew up watching a lot of these old school cars being race cars and stuff like that. So yeah, man, if you want, yeah, maybe you can walk us around and just kind of give us a description of what you worked on and everything that's up in here. And since we're right here by the engine, you know, we can go ahead and probably get a little bit of detail about what's going on in the engine here. So
the motor is out of a 1963 Corvette.
Okay.
327, and I kept it era specific to the time. The first engine I put in this was a 265.
Okay.
And then I put a 327, and this is the third 327 I put in it.
The third.
And I just got this one put in 2 months ago.
So why is it the third? I mean, something happened to the other ones, or you just modifying it?
The first one I put in, I wore it out. Then I bought another engine. I got it from a guy I worked with. It was a 63 Corvette motor.
Okay.
And I ran that for a long time.
Okay.
And then when I took it out to get it rebuilt, the guys who rebuilt it messed it up.
Okay.
And so then I had to look for a block, and so I found a block and rebuilt that engine from scratch.
Okay. All right.
And that's the last I've done to get this motor in it.
Okay. Is there anything special and unique going on with this engine work right here, man, that you can probably point out? Anything that's modified that wasn't in here in the beginning?
Everything is modified. So
everything is modified in here. Can you point it out?
I don't know if you can see the intake manifold.
Okay.
That's original Edelbrock C3B. That's from the 60s and 70s.
Wow.
And then the heads are actually trick flow heads. And they make an aluminum head that looks like the old cast iron heads.
Okay.
You see the double hump on the side. They're called double hump heads.
Double hump heads.
Yeah, so everybody that look at this think they're the cast iron double hump heads, but they're actually brand new aluminum high performance heads.
Okay.
And then I rebuilt the engine. It's probably running 375, 400 horsepower.
Wow, 375. Wow. Wow. So this sucker can get up pretty fast.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
In the transmission behind that, I put in a Tremec 5-speed.
Yeah.
And then the rear end has a 57 Pontiac positive traction rear end in it.
Okay.
Running 390 gears.
Okay.
So with the transmission being a 5-speed with an overdrive, then that works perfect for it.
Okay.
I'm going to lower the hood.
All right.
I don't know if it'll show up.
Oh, yeah, I see those ghost flames up in there.
You walk around, it has ghost flames, but you won't see them unless the sun's out.
Yeah, I got a nice, I can see them here.
Yeah.
What kind of paint job is this on here?
The paint is a Lexus color. It's called Royal Ruby Red.
Royal Ruby Red. Okay. Yeah, let me see here. I know we're getting, that sun is starting to go down a little bit. Yeah, it is a pretty, is there like a flake or something up in here?
Maybe there you can catch them now.
Okay.
Can you see the flakes in the flames now?
Yeah, definitely.
The metal flake is called prismatique. It has 5 colors in it, and so as you walk around, it switches colors. The body itself, the Royal Ruby Red, has a gold metal flake in it.
A gold metal flake up in there.
Right.
Wow,
that was a Lexus color. They came out with 1 year and then they dropped it.
What year was that Lexus color, you recall? You figure they had it and they dropped it.
Probably in the 90s.
90s? Okay.
And the reason they dropped it was so expensive that they couldn't do repairs on it.
Okay.
And they couldn't match up the paint. So like I said, 1 year and they dropped it.
Okay, after 1 year they dropped it, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now the interior, I did the dash for it.
Okay, you did the dash?
And it's a solid wood dash. It has 2 Warner gauges in it.
Yeah.
You'll see a lot of 55 through 57s around, but you won't see any dashes like that. The one and only.
Wow, that is pretty. And you did that yourself?
I did that myself when I did the car, when I first built it.
When you first built it? Man, how long did it take you to do that dash right there?
About 2 years.
About 2 years?
I was going to school at the time, so I come home on the weekends and work on it.
Okay, what about the steering wheel right here? I see that's like a custom.
That's custom. I bought it down at one of the swap meets.
Okay.
It's nothing special.
Nothing special. All right. And the interior, you had that sent out for the interior to be done?
Right.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, it looks nice and smooth. Okay. Belair. All right.
Yeah, you probably should. Too bad you missed it when it was in the sun because it sparkles.
Sparkles, yeah, yeah. Sometimes when you get that sun, it hits it just right.
Especially with the Royal Ruby Red. It looks like, everybody says it looks like the slippers from Wizard of Oz.
Slippers from the Wizard of Oz, huh? So how long did it actually take you to get everything in order here, man? I mean, because I know you've had it since you were a kid pretty much, but like what was that process like? I mean, was it saving up here and there and adding bits and pieces to it?
I changed the engine out, and then I went into service. And then I told my brother he could use it. When I got out of the service, asked where my car was. It was parked in some guy's backyard up on milk crates. And it basically had a rear end in it, and that was it.
Oh.
So I went and bought a engine out of a car, a tranny, and I had that built up, and I put it in it, got it roadworthy, and then drove it for a while, and then moved to California.
Okay.
And so I drove that every day until the engine started going bad.
Okay.
And then I parked it, and it probably sat for 15, 20 years.
15, 20 years.
And then right before I retired, I decided, okay, I'm going to fix it up. That way I can have it when I'm retired.
Okay.
And I sent it out, had them do all the paint body, and they finished that. And then I took it home, and I started working on the painting the metal around the inside, all the moldings and stuff, and the dash. Did the engine compartment, fixed the engine up, changed the brakes out, went through the whole car, rewired it, got it running again, and then I drove that until I said the motor went out again. I sent it out. The guys messed up the motor. I had to go out and find a new motor.
Yeah.
And I did that, and it took 2 years to get that motor running because it had problems. And so it was a nightmare. It took 2 years to finally get this motor running and in the car.
Man, so that was one hell of a process, man, just dealing with the motor.
Right. And the problem was that these cars use what they call a flat tappet cam.
Okay.
And they're telling people, and I'm telling everybody, is don't use flat tappet cams anymore because all the products are coming from overseas and they're unworthy.
Okay, what's a flat tappet cam? Because I don't even think I'm familiar with that.
A flat tappet cam is just the lifters for it.
Okay.
And they're called flat tappet. It's not a roller cam.
Okay.
So when I rebuilt this, we put this in with the flat tappet cam, brand new rebuild.
Yeah.
And the first time we started up, it blew up in 10 minutes.
Wow.
It ate up the cam and all the lifters.
And all of the lifters.
So we had to take it out, send it back to the machine shop. He had to re-machine it. And this time I went in with a roller, everything roller. So it's a roller cam, roller lifters, roller push rod, everything.
Okay.
But if you do that, you're spending 4 to 5 times more.
Yeah.
But you might as well do it because with the flat tappet, you're taking your chances. There's about a 50-75% failure rate on it now.
Wow.
So I'm telling everybody, don't do flat tappet cams anymore.
Don't do flat tappet. All right, you guys listen to Harold, man. He knows what he's talking about. He did the dirty work for you all, you know. So is there anything going, what about the bumper or anything, man? I mean, you know, these cars, these old school cars always came with like big bumpers and stuff like
these
that.
These are all stock. If you look at all the cars, they're all
stock
bumpers, yeah.
Okay.
Nothing special about them.
Okay. Well, yeah, it definitely looks good, man. And it sounds like you put a whole lot of time into this car, especially coming from the 60s, way older than me. You know? So, yeah, I definitely greatly appreciate it. And I think the viewers, man, would really love hearing this story, man, this backstory behind your vehicle, man. Sounds like you put a lot of work into it, time, sweat, all that stuff, and money, of course, you know. So one more question. When you get to that ripe old age and you can't drive anymore, man, you plan on selling it, man, or you plan on giving? Because I talk to a lot of old guys, man, and I've even had some of the old heads be like, nope, you're going to bury my car with me.
No, my kids and grandkids are going to fight over it.
Oh, they're going to fight over it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I have, like I said, I have this car and a 63 Studebaker, and I have a 68 Ford truck.
Okay.
So I have 3 kids, so they can take their pick of which one
Got
they
it.
want.
All right, man. Well, we might have to get another vehicle, man, with you and the Studebaker and the other vehicles, man. You know, I think that'll be another interesting story to be told.
All right.
You know,
next time.
Definitely. So, do you have any shout-outs, man? Any followings, or any social media sites? Probably anybody want to look at the car club or something like that, or get in touch with you guys?
The car club is called Classic Chevys of San Diego.
Okay.
And I think we have a website. They try to find it, and that's the people here in this section are the Classic Chevys of San Diego.
Okay, Classic.
And I'm going to put you in touch with the president. Maybe you can do something with the whole club sometime.
Okay, yeah, that'd be nice, man. And of course, you guys are pretty much here every Wednesday, right? While they have any shows?
Tonight is our club. We're the club sponsors.
Oh, you're the club sponsors.
Right.
Okay.
So
all right.
We come and go, and sometimes I bring the Studebaker down here. Sometimes I bring the Chevy.
Yeah.
I have 2 motorcycles, so I kind of switch them on and off.
Oh, yeah, okay. Straight vehicle guy. Okay, Harold. Well, hey, man, I appreciate it again. And like I said, thanks for giving me some time out of your 24.
All right. Nice meeting you.
Likewise. Talk to you soon.